Name's Roger Boaty. Mr. George Roger Boaty.
Of course it is. And good evening to you, George Roger Boaty. And a very good evening to all of you, my lovelies. It is nothing less than a sheer orgasmic joy to be here in your company yet again. And a very warm welcome to Windy Bottom, my humble little cottage here in the arse end of nowhere, up on the moors of the wild and windy Peak District. And have you seen the bloody weather forecast? I checked the weather forecast, the BBC one, the longish, rangy one. It's going to be nice tomorrow. Sun's going to be shining, 15 degrees. Nice. Could be, now I'm not promising, but it could be the first Land Rover lunch. I might head off to maybe Longstone Edge and cook momos outside. But the point is, and that was the first belch of tonight's live stream. And I welcome it, and so should you. Excuse me. I mean, it's just terribly uncouth, really. I mean, it's hardly professional broadcasting, is it? I mean, I ask you all to come along here at an ungodly hour of the night when we all should be in bed or in a massage parlour or somewhere. And if you're not watching it live, then I ask you to watch adverts so I can earn some money. And all I do is sit here and belch at you. It is quite frankly substandard, my lovelies. Yeah, but the point is that after tomorrow, it's going to piss down with rain for as long as the weather forecast went on for. I think it went up to the 15th, and every day was just non-stop black clouds and bloody rain. So, I'm fearing for Boo's sunroof. That's what I'm fearing for. Haven't had a look at it lately. I'll have a look tomorrow, especially if I do a Land Rover lunch. And I've got to go to the post office. I have sold, my darlings, no fewer than 4 pairs of my gloves, which is some very welcome funds to appease the vengeful gods of the overdraft, which haunt and hound me like a haunty howdy thing. Anyway, shut up and say hello to people. What's the matter with you? Honestly, I can only apologise for this. Oh, and no, I've thrown that on the floor. Have I? What was that? Oh, it might be the ghosts. You're not on the wonk. You might be very slightly on the wonk, but you're not centralised. Oh, God. I gave you plenty of warning. Can you not get yourselves in the right position? I don't ask much of you, God knows. Right, who've I got? Who's here? Who is here? Jimmy Quinn, how lovely. Matt, splendid. The absolutely gorgeous Simon. Black Lines, who says, I've done jack all night watching all these streams. How many streams have there been tonight? Matt is here, of course, the lovely underscore. Is this question aimed at me, Simon? I saw it on Mustard's live stream, which I caught the last 10 minutes. Should I take this personally? Now, I was late leaving work tonight. The restaurant was unexpectedly busy. Unexpectedly busy. I mean, it was unexpectedly busy. And now I'm stuck in a weird sort of loop where I can't stop wanting to say unexpectedly busy. And I don't want to say it. I don't want to. I just feel compelled to say unexpectedly busy. And I don't want to say it again because I know I'm going to arse it up. I mean, they're not difficult words, but it's quite late at night and I'm still very, very sleep deprived, my darlings. Right, if this question is for me. Boaty enters the room, downs a bottle of 1996 Merlot in one swift action. Well, I could tell you what would happen after that. I'd call an ambulance because I'm allergic to red wine. So if I downed a bottle of 1996 or any other vintage of Merlot in one swift action, the consequences would be most unpleasant and quite possibly fatal. But let's assume that I reach for a bottle of something more palatable and less fatal to me. Something like, a nice Premier Cru Chablis, something of that nature. What snack I reach for a snack, what snack do I take? Well, I don't know. It depends what's available. I don't know. Tell me what's there. I mean, is it a good old British buffet with all of the usual crap? Is it just, is it the old party snacks that we used to have in the 1960s and 1970s with plastic bowls bought from somewhere awful, filled with crisps and prawn cocktail flavour skips? That's what I'd have. I haven't had a prawn cocktail flavour skip, if they even still make them. I haven't had the pleasure of one of those for about 70 years, certainly 30 years. So I'd reach for one of those, unless there were scampi fries, in which case I'd have a medley of scampi fries and prawn cocktail flavour skips. Basically, I would consume whatever was necessary to make my breath smell like the nether regions of a girl called Tracy from Bromsgrove, who I remember quite fondly. She had quite a big nose, but she had other qualities that would make you forgive both that and the inescapable odour of prawn cocktail flavour skips. You kind of get used to it, and it's not so noticeable after 16 cans of Schlitz, as I think it was called. I met her in a nightclub called Top Cats. It's Cheeseburger here. He'll remember Top Cats. Charlie Parker's next door. Where did I get to? Black Lines, jolly good. Diddly-do. You're busy, aren't you? Jimmy Quinn's on his second bottle of wine. Good man. Mark on Motoring is here. How fabulous. A very new addition to our community. And let me remind you that as well as Mark on Motoring being a lovely chap who is now very much one of us, and I think I speak for us all when I say that we gladly enfold him into our community bosom. Oh, there's a thought, a community bosom. Why am I suddenly thinking of Tracy Greenwood? She's got a community bosom. No, you can't say that. I can't say that. I can't even think it. She won't be what day is it? I've got no idea what day is it. She might be watching. It's Wednesday and Saturday, hers, isn't it? Anyway, the point is that Mark on Motoring is now a community channel, and you all therefore have a duty to subscribe to it. if you haven't already. He is officially, he doesn't know it, and he hasn't volunteered for this, but after Sunday, he is officially one of my new best friends. And it's a great pleasure to have you here, mate. He says, I enjoyed last night's madness so much I'm back for. It was madness. Do you know, I can't remember the last 40 minutes. I was much more tired than you would believe. And I had 3/4 of a bottle of wine sloshing around in me. And because I was so tired, I was absolutely lagging. I've got no idea what went on. I vaguely remember all of you bastards walloping down a load more comments than you would normally do in order to preclude the possibility of me scampering off to bed. But I've got no idea what I said. And I haven't dared watch it back just in case I said something absolutely dreadful that I would be ashamed of. I mean, I can't imagine what it would be. I mean, you know me, you've seen me, you've met me, you've heard me. What am I going to be ashamed of, for God's sake? But there could be something, you never know. Oh, God. GPS OMG! That's a great name, GPS OMG, isn't it? No, I'm not. Oh God, Hair Dumpy Dump. Hopefully Hair Dumpy Dump will be along. Hair Dumpy Dump is my favourite, one of my very favourite subscribers, and came about because I happened to mention that I discovered that, you know, Mr. Bump of the Mr. Men, Roger Hargreaves, Mr. Bump in the German translation is Hair Dumpy Dump. And I just think that's rather fabulous. Just be prepared for a different experience on Saturdays, Mark on Motoring, says Matt. Oh dear. And then Mark says, why? What happens on Saturday? Don't ask what happens on Saturdays. Just don't, and don't anybody tell him. God. We're about due another one, aren't we? We must be due another one. Especially as Mustard has come out of the closet and says that he enjoys them. And I have sourced some more, and they're equally bad. Oh God, I'm looking forward to Saturday now. Evening Oil says bad books. Oh well, that's it. You tell. Yeah, that's right. Bad books advises Mark on Motoring. If Boaty is wearing a dog collar, just switch off. Yeah, and Matt mentions bedtime stories. Yes. On some Saturdays, Mark, I read the community a nice bedtime story. And certainly on the last one, I read it whilst wearing my my uniform, wearing the dog collar. I am a minister of the church, although you wouldn't have thought so if you watched that Saturday night. And yeah, they're just lovely bedtime stories that that might be very, very slightly X-rated and only suitable for perverts aged 18 years and over. Oh dear. Good evening, Boaty, says Matt. Anyway, and good evening to you, Matt. Oh right, well I'm normally working late, truck driving on Saturdays, says Mark on Motoring, so we'll probably miss the stories, you lucky boy. Liz is here, Typhoon Cat. Oh, and says evening or good evening to you, Liz. It's I'm very fond of Liz. I really am. Liz is lovely. And if you ever get the chance to meet her, you really should. Because she's just lovely and she's amazing to talk to. She's jolly knowledgeable, very interesting. And she's got fantastic cars. But what is even better than her fantastic cars is her passion for her cars. And I find, I don't know if you would agree with this, but I find anybody who is truly passionate about something is irresistible. And the thing that they are passionate about is also irresistible. Even if it's something you've no knowledge of, no interest in, it's their passion for it that just enthralls prances you, and there's no escape from it. A bit like there was no escape for poor Joseph Lloyd, who is a lovely man and who fell into my clutches on Sunday. And I feel quite guilty about it. A couple of people have commented that he was like a rabbit startled in the headlights when I collared him mid-shuffle. It was fairly outrageous, and I do feel I do feel very slightly guilty. But in my defence, I didn't go the whole hog and do what I threatened to do, and hold him in a full-on manly embrace. I didn't do that. I put an arm around him. Oh God! And I was looking at the thumbnail of all of us with Matt, and I noticed that, and this is worrying, I was holding Matt in the wrong way. Like, you know, if you hold your missus or a girl, you hold them around the arm, don't you, like that? And if it's a guy, if it's your pal, you go over the shoulder like that, don't you? And on that picture, Matt is holding me in the Matt underscore, my unpaid intern, worth every penny I don't pay him. He's doing it in the right way to me. He's got a semi-clenched fist casually draped over my shoulder, the correct manly way to do things. But I'm holding Matt like he's my girlfriend, which is slightly concerning for me and was probably even more concerning for Matt. But because he's literally the nicest guy in the world, he's so nice that you wouldn't believe it. He managed not to run away. Oh dear. Right, let's get up with these comments. I'm not letting you do... you're not doing what you did to me last night again. And I'm still absolutely knackered. And it was busy tonight. And so this isn't going to be a long one, right? I was going to do half an hour, but I appear to have already shattled on for... And I know that isn't a word, shattled, all right? I know that. Don't write in and tell me. It's a word that I choose to use. And, like, who was it? Who said that when I use a word, it means what I want it to mean? Was it Winnie the Pooh? One of you will know. I bet Liz knows. Liz knows everything. Liz is my new go-to font of wisdom. Whenever I need to know anything at all, I ask Liz. You should be a life coach, Liz. You'd be really good at that. You've got an air of authority and allied to an air of empathy and understanding. You and Skip could go into partnership. Skip could be the business coach and you could be the life coach. Oh God. Oh God. I'd pay to watch that. In fact, if you two would like to consider setting that up, I will pay you if I can film it and put it out on a new channel. Oh dear. Where did I get to? Oh, Mickey Jeffers is with us and says, good evening. Oh dear. Blackline says, in quotes, what happens on Sundays? And then says, ah, sweet summer child. Those Saturdays have really traumatized you guys, haven't they? The devil popped up in me when I did the first one. The devil popped up in me and said, that would be really, really funny. And then Captain Sensible popped up and said, you can't do that. And then the devil popped up and said, yeah, but it would be really, really funny. And as usual, the devil won. And then, yeah, I did another one, and that was potentially even worse. And the next one is going to be worse still. Oh, God. Oh, dear. Chaz Brown is here. Splendid. Phew, says Bad Books. I thought it ran out of plonk. No, I've run out of the good stuff. I'm on the unleaded. No 4-star here for me. still, it gets you there, doesn't it? Boaty, says Rover Joe. And hello, Rover Joe. I'm glad you're here, mate. Rover Joe is one of those people who helped to make Sunday a particularly wonderful experience. And I can't wait to see him the next time. You're all such lovely people. That's the great thing about it. And and my video, my actual video, rather than the live stream that I did on Sunday, my highlights video, that's doing quite nicely in terms of bringing in some lovely new subscribers which the live stream didn't. The live stream did decent numbers, but it didn't bring in any subscribers. In fact, it cost me one. Somebody watched some part of that live stream and said, fuck that, I'm off, and unsubscribed. And not only unsubscribed from me, but somebody unsubscribed from Mustard, from Project Nigel, at the same time. And so I'm guessing that it was somebody who watched a bit of the live stream with me and Mustard and said, I'm not standing for this. This is an insult to my intelligence. Sod off, the pair of you. But the video has brought in some subscribers, which is lovely, because hopefully they won't know what they've let themselves in for, and they'll end up on one of these. And then as they're the new boys or girls, we can shove their heads down the toilet and steal their dinner money. Oh, in other news, how's this for a bargain? Sainsbury's British baby potatoes, £1.39 a packet. Check that out. Same on this one. Stick them in the dark in the pantry and they'll last forever. Should have bought more of them. You can always use new potatoes. You can do so much with them. And that's something I need to get back to doing. As some of you know, I also run the UK Singles Network, which is another community aimed at, well, not aimed at, designed bespoke for that cheap wine is doing its thing. Designed for single people, and as some of you know on there, I've done a series of cookery videos showing you how you can make an amazing meal for less than £1. And getting bargains like that is one of the things that works towards it. Haunting the supermarkets at near closing time. And I should do more of those. I know that some of my most faithful and delightful subscribers and channel members, Trace springs to mind. They found me because of a video that I did of making a meal out of a 25p packet of instant noodles, and by using a bit of trickery and technique, turning that into an absolutely fabulous meal that you'd pay 20 quid for in any decent Asian restaurant, and actually cost about, I think we worked it out, it cost about 61p, something like that. But as I think I mentioned last night before I was drunk, I'm going to do a similar dish in the Land Rover lunches thing. Anyway, get on with the comments. Otherwise, I'll screw you over again. Diddly-do. Forecast raining for the rest of the week, says GPS. At least, and the rest here. The forecast here, through to the 15th. And that was where it stopped. It could go on for longer. Bloody hell. Shambolic belching, Boaty, says Chaz Brown. Yeah, I could make a channel out of that, couldn't I? Oh, Steve Les Paul is with us. What? Do you mind, please? I've got no idea who that was. Oh, did you get the Bernard update? She's had to boot the boyfriend out, and he made her replace her sofa with some stupid beanie cushions, and now she's got to buy a new sofa. There you are. That is your Bernard update. Anyway, Stephen S. Paul is with us and says, hello, kiddies. Rover Joe says it's meant to be 8 degrees next Thursday. 8 bloody degrees, and it's May. Yeah, and pissing down with rain. Sod it hell. Simon has managed to get one of his comments hidden by saying, fudging hell. That shouldn't have been hidden. I'm not built for hot weather, says Black Lines. Oh, right. Are you a traditionally built gentleman like myself? Do you have a healthy veranda over the pleasure gardens? I am equally not built for hot weather. As you can see, there's too much of me. I'm a big old fatty. When I walk past a record shop, it automatically plays Hey Fatty Bum Bum. And you do get very sweaty in hot weather, don't you? Mind you, it's normally about this time of year I start losing it. I always put on weight over winter because I do sod all and eat a bit too much. And then normally at this time of year, one tends to become a bit more active. One tends not to overeat to the same extent. And a little bit of the excess lardage tends to fall off. Rover Joe says, I did my welding class tonight. We did some stick welding. I'm now all ready for MG next week. Can't bloody wait. Oh, sorry. Ready for MIG next week. Can't bloody wait. Well, we know where we're all taking our rotten cars to, don't we? Simon asks, was it expectedly or unexpected? Oh, you arsehole, Simon. Simon, Project MGTF, one of our community channels, is one of those annoying people who makes comments that you really, really want to and would be justified in being annoyed by. But he's also so funny that you can't be annoyed by them. And even if he wasn't funny, he's actually one of the loveliest guys ever. So you couldn't be annoyed by them on that basis either. But Simon has managed to find a way to make me say unexpectedly busy again and try and get me back in that loop. It was unexpectedly busy at the restaurant tonight. The busyness was unexpected. In fact, I lost a bet. As I mentioned, we bet every night on not how many customers will be in the restaurant, but how many takeaways we will flog to the, I was going to say the unwary, but honestly, it's the cognoscente. We cater to the people who know their food. We're not cheap. We're reassuringly expensive. We're by far and away the most expensive place in the area. But then our food is rather good. And yeah, I lost a bet. I've won for about 7 or 8 nights in a row, and I was expecting it to be dead tonight. I did a video. I don't know if it's going to make it because I've had a change of plan, but I recorded some stuff today. What did I record? Swapping the battery on Brian, which I have now done. The battery arrived this morning. It has been fitted. No real updates there. Oh, well, is there an update? Because Brian was working okay. But on the way to work tonight, on the way to the restaurant, you know how Brian's wipers don't work on intermittent? The intermittent doesn't work at all. Or it has twice in all the time I've owned it. So the intermittent has noisy boy. The intermittent has an intermittent fault, except that it's almost a permanent fault. A couple of times it's worked. And also the washer, the wiper doesn't wipe when you operate the washers, which it ought to, really. Well, definitely, 100% should, and it doesn't. Which I've always put down to one of the symptoms of a failing or slightly dodgy, rusted, waterlogged BCU, Brian control unit. Although somebody has mentioned that it could be they are prone to a bit of dodginess on the switchery doodahs around the windscreen, wipery, motory affairs. Anyway, when driving to work tonight, it started working and it carried on working. So I'll test that again tomorrow and see if that's just a temporary unaberration. What's the opposite of an aberration? Normality? I don't know. Or, I mean, it can't be to do with fitting a new battery, can it? It's got, oh well, just throw the chair backwards, why don't you? It's got to be coincidence, has to be coincidence, but nothing else to report. Oh, except that when I was making the video, I was just talking to the camera on the way to work. And I mentioned that it was going to be dead as a door now at work tonight. Bank holiday weekend, everybody spending money. Nobody's going to be spending money on a Tuesday. Not going to happen, right? And the restaurant was packed. Well, the restaurant was full. And there were shed loads of takeaways. And I lost my bet with my two chefs. I bet them both on the amount of takeaways that there would be, and I lost on both. So there you are. Unexpectedly busy. That was it. Stephen S. Paul says, I was unexpectedly busy myself today. Oh, there you go. It's catching. Cheese and pineapple on a cocktail stick. God, how 1970s is that? Let's all watch Abigail's Party. Scampi fries, says GPS. I love those. Lovely jubbly. When I'm passing a B&M, I buy lots of them. God, I used to. But you can't buy them on their own, can you? You have to buy them on one of those, well, you did. I haven't done this for years. But, yeah, you had to buy them on one of those hangy-uppy, boardy things that pubs have. And only half of them were scampi fries. And the other half of them were those bloody bacon things, which are not of the same quality at all. Not of the same quality. Sorry, low tide at Wine Bay. Time for replenishments. Oh, and just for your information, we are back on the cheap shit, which means it is in the cuddy freezer. As you can see, because I'm going here, which is where the wine fridge and cuddy freezer is, rather than here, which is where the posh stuff goes. Except there isn't any posh stuff, as you can possibly see. There is some supper though, so I won't starve tonight. That's good, isn't it? Oh, get on with it. It's 3 minutes past midnight. I still don't understand how I'm the only one with a sunburned forehead from Sunday, says Matt. Well, I think it's simple. You obviously don't see much of the outside, do you, sunshine? I mean, you're obviously so white that you're almost a Scottish shade of pale blue. I guess the rest of us all spend a bit more time outside than you, so it didn't affect us to quite the same degree. I mean, I noticed watching the video that I've already got a bit of a suntan this year. Oh, Jimmy Quinn says it's because he's tall. He's not that tall. He's got about half an inch on me, and not in a sexual way. He is very tall. For those who haven't had the pleasure of meeting underscore, he is a very tall man. Oh, in fact, he says, I think I'm around the 6'5" mark. I think you're a bit over. I'm 6'5" and you've got about half an inch on me. maybe a little bit more. I would put you at 6'6", if I had to guess. But I prefer Simon's measurement of fucking tall. Oh, now then, how lovely. Joseph, the Bigfoot Atheist Inquiry. Hello all, hello Boaty. Joseph, lovely to have you here with us, mate. I've been keeping an eye on your Facebook posts. I was sorry to see that your beloved and trusty Jeep of 20 years ownership buggered up again. Was it clutch this time? And did you say that it was the original clutch? But lovely to have you here, mate. Hope you're going well. Oh, and regards to your lovely wife as well. I saw a really nice post over the last day or so that you put up about that. Another hidden message from Simon. Boaty, don't you remember the Titty Wank song from last night? No, I don't, and I don't want to. And you're probably winding me up, but I can't deny that it's entirely possible. I've got virtually no memory of that last 40 minutes. And I certainly don't remember having my supper, and I don't really remember going to bed. I think I did it on autopilot. And then I woke up this morning to Mr. Rob's Beards and Bangers sausage and mash with dark beer onion gravy, which was fucking annoyingly good, if I'm honest. And that was for the Boaty's World Bangers and Mash Off. And it's going to take something to beat Rob. I don't think mine has got much of a chance. And he went the whole kit and caboodle as well. He actually did a video for his channel. He didn't just do what I did and put up the finished dish with a description. He did a whole video of the entire cooking process. Although, I might disqualify him for using mashed potato from the previous day. No, I can't do that. I'm joking. Cheeseburger's with us. Good evening, Boats. Good evening to you. Dinosaur Dad, the lovely Ross. Hey, Boaty and all. I'll say hello and goodbye. Have a fun live stream. Oh God, Ross. It's not. Oh, shit. Oh, Ross. God bless, mate. Fill us in on everything as and when, and I hope it goes as well as these things can, and I hope you're doing okay. Oh, everybody's saying hello to Joseph. That's nice. There's someone I know, says Rover Joe, who's about 6'8". He's huge. My mate Martin, who's not tiny himself, he's about 6'5". He bought a classic Mini, which is amusing enough in itself. You know, a 6'5" man buying a classic Mini. But what's even more amusing is the fact that he bought it off somebody who is 6'9", namely one Tyson Fury. That's quite a claim to fame, isn't it? Buying a Mini off Tyson Fury. And he's got pictures to prove it. You don't read the story to the community, says Cheeseburger. We know better than to tune in. That's true. And Blackline says his stories are not published by Ladybird Books or Puffin. No, they're not. They're not even published by Mills and Boon. Indeed, Mills and Boon would shit themselves if they ever heard those stories. I quite liked the last one. I thought it was rather lovely. I was with the daughter. I was cheering the mother on as she was being ruthlessly podgered by the fledgling porn star and his enormous great doodah. Oh dear. Whoever wrote that story, and it wasn't me, whoever wrote that needs help. I think a scratch card would only add to bedtime stories, says Matt. Oh, that reminds me, more like an itch card, yeah. Yeah, that you just got shuffled by Joseph Lloyd. Oh dear. I'm feeling silly tonight, says Cheeseburger. You have been warned. Warned? Warned. There's a scratch card knocking about somewhere that I need to scratch. I forgot to do it on Monday. And now I can't remember where it is. Hello, Boaty says. Oh, Simone is here. Jolly good. What happened to the photo with Furious Matt holding my business card? Asks Simon. It's on eBay. It's on an auction with a £19.99 start. I am open to offers to end it early. The cheeky sod. The cheeky sod. I hijacked Matt and I made him come and do a little photo shoot with us, right? So that's taking the piss enough. I mean, the poor sod, he's driven up from the far south. He's broken down. He's made it there. He stayed in a god-awful hotel. He got there at the crack of dawn, set up his merch, had to endure all sorts of people saying, hello, I'm a massive fan of your channel. It's lovely to meet you. And I was one of them. So I know how annoying I was. And I made him come and do a photo shoot with us at the end of the day. And bloody MGTF there makes him hold his business card. Although, to Matt's credit, he did look suitably disgraced. That was why I couldn't use it, Simon, tell the truth, because Matt was making a joke by pointing at the business card and making a face as in, what the fucking hell is this and why am I holding it? Which is funny, you know, it's amusing and that's great. But I couldn't use it as a thumbnail because you don't want a picture with the start of the show pulling a horrible face, do you? But I have got it and you can have it. Of course you can. Of course you can, dear boy. I'll probably use it myself. Yeah. There's a few pictures there. I've just been, I've been so busy since Sunday trying to, because of course after Sunday, after Sunday's thing, I went to work, I got home, I was knackered, I had to sleep, and then on Monday I was off to Mustard's. Monday night, you sods did me on the live stream, and you know, and I'm trying to do normal stuff as well. I've got Bernard battering at me, left, right, and centre. I've got laundry and stuff to do, and there's a load of stuff I haven't got round to. But don't worry, Simon, they have not been deleted. They are safe. You will get them. What's for dinner tonight? Asked Jimmy Quinn. Good question, Jimmy Quinn. Tonight is staff curry. It is, the sauce is defrosting over there on the fish tank. I've got some fresh tandoori chicken and some fresh tomatoes that I will add to the sauce. And I've got some rice that I brought from the restaurant. So yeah, that's going to be supper tonight. Last night was, oh, God almighty, how did I do that? Last night, amazingly, and I only know this because I took a photograph of it. I can't remember doing it or eating it. But last night I made beef and ginger stir fry with egg fried rice, apparently. I've got a picture that proves it, but don't remember it. The night before was chili beef chow mein, and yeah, tonight it's staff curry. For lunch today, I had garlic chicken with roast potatoes, green beans, and that really nice Cajun gravy that I make, nice and spicy. And tomorrow's lunch, oh God, that reminds me. Need to take that out. that is one portion of my Momo chutney from the freezer, and that needs to go into the fridge to defrost overnight because tomorrow is Momo, and hopefully, if all goes according to plan, it will be Momo eaten, well, cooked and eaten out in the wilds of the Peak District for my first Land Rover Lunches video. So hopefully that's the plan. I've got a few things to do tomorrow. Well, first up, I've got to get Stigbürt von Thündercock down to the classic car place. But, oh, you don't know about that, do you? Or did I put it in the Facebook group? I put it in the Facebook group, didn't I? Yeah. I went down to Stigbürt to get the battery charged and get the brakes unseized and generally get him able to at least limp down to the garage. Battery was fine, plenty of charge, started normally. The brakes were a little bit seized but came straight off as soon as I rocked him forward in first. So Stigbürt is ready to go. I mean, he's fucked up, of course he is. He's sitting on his own wheels on the front wheels. He's sitting on the 15-inch Crown Alloys borrowed off Mustard on the back, just so that he can actually roll, because of course I buggered up two of the wheels, and the front wheel, instead of being on the road like that, is like that. So Stigbürt's going into the garage tomorrow, and they will assess him, tell me what's been broken, what needs replacing. I can figure out how much it's going to cost, and then I can work out if it's going to be a doable project or not. I've also got to go to the post office, as I mentioned, to post out all of those gloves. Some of them are going to overseas. What else have I got to do? Oh, well, there's lots of things I should do and lots of things I could do and lots of things I'd like to do. You know, there's videos to edit, videos to make, but yeah, the idea is that at the moment I'll try not to get up too early because God knows I need sleep, but I do need to get Stigbürt down. So I'll get up, normal breakfast, you know, coffee, cigarette, one slice of toast with just the right amount of far too much butter. Get Stigbürt down, print off the postage labels, get all the stuff in Boo, in the Land Rover, and then go to the post office, get those posted, and then carry on and go somewhere beautiful and film a lunch, which means I need to take phones and tripods and things. Anyway, that's the plan. Furious Matt, says Black Lines, is probably the most stoic person in the world. I can't imagine him being furious, let alone while driving. He doesn't seem like the middle finger type. He's just the nicest girl in the world. Girl? God! Nicest guy. What's the matter with you? I am tired. It is gone midnight. He was absolutely lovely. It was a joy to meet him. But he's one of those people that is exactly as he appears on video. And I like to think that I am too. I mean, you look at Matt, you watch Matt's videos, and you think, well, that is just a really, really nice guy. And when you meet him, he's just a really, really nice guy. You look at my videos and you think, well, that's a loud, obnoxious twat. And if you meet me in real life, you will discover that I am a loud, obnoxious twat. So, there you go. Me and Matt, like that. He'd run a mile if he ever saw me again. I told you what he said. Cheapest renewal quote for my car, says Matt, was the AA. That's quite a shock. Quite a shock. I would meet Liz, says Skick. Oh, well, very kind of you, Skick. I'm sure she'd appreciate it. Furious Matt is a photographer, says Cheeseburger. He probably needs a light meter before he can work out his exposure. Right, okay. And Liz says, I'm friendly, honest, so long as I've been fed within the last few hours. Liz is lovely. Liz is just an absolute joy and delight. I'm not reading that out, Black Lions. It's funny, but I'm not reading that out. Cheeseburger says, Liz, your car is stunning, by the way. Pluralise that, cars. She's got 7 of them, and they are all equally stunning. Well, with the possible exception of one, which is going to be equally stunning. At the moment, that is in Mustard's yard, and is hopefully, if Stigbürt is a goer, is hopefully going to lend me 2 of his wheels and tyres. His? Hers? I'm not sure on the gender. I apologise to Liz's car if I've misgendered it. I need to learn all the names. Vimto, Fizzy, I can't remember. I was really chuffed, says Matt, with all the attention my car got. Yeah, you got on the Furious Driving live stream, didn't you? But you topped it off with your footage of it today, Boaty. I didn't film it. I didn't film your car, did I? Did I? I'm sure I didn't. Or did I? I can't remember. Cheeseburger, hidden comment. Cheeseburger says, I watched the live stream and thought, fuck this, I'm off. And I left Paddington too. It was you, Cheeseburger. Who could blame you? Oh, a new entry, says Liz, has gone in for the sausage and mash competition. No doubt it will be deemed inappropriate. I don't know. I'll have a look. Oh, and Matt and Liz are saying nice things about each other. Are you eating those spuds or planting them, says Cheeseburger. Well, I'll eat them. And if needs be, I'll plant them. I do grow potatoes out there. Skick says, Boat, if you were given 2 options, number 1, 2 million today. 2 million what? Number 2, to go back to 20 years old with all that you know now, which would you choose? Right, I assume you mean £2 million. That's actually an easy one. I'd take the 2 million quid because if I went back to being 20 years old with all that I know today, I would still be 20 years old and I would still be an idiot. And then I would be 30 years old and I would be an arsehole. I might have the knowledge that I've got now, but I would still have, or would I have the brain that I've got now? Would I? Oh, I don't know. £2 million quid, I'd want to make a difference to a lot of people. So the question would be whether I would gamble on myself. Do I think that if I went back to being 20 with the mindset I've got today, in 30 years, could I make more than £2 million to help other people? And, well, I probably could. If I, okay, I'll go back to 20 years old with nothing, and I'll do it all over again because I'm pretty sure that between the age of 20 and the age of 50, I'm sure I made more than 2 million quid. I just you know, did unwise things with it. And if I had the knowledge that I've got today, then I could probably, oh, that's annoying. If I had the knowledge that I had today, then I could probably do even better. So yeah, I'll go back to being 20. But that's not because I want that time over again for myself. I've had the most amazing life. You know, it's had its ups and downs like anybody else's, but I've had an amazing life. A better life than I expected to, and in many ways, almost certainly a better life than I deserved to. And you know, I love where I am now. I'm comfortable with it. And you know, you get to my age, you recognize that life is finite. You know, you're not going to have forever. And you, in the words of the Desiderata poem, you gracefully, oh, what is it? You whatever it is, you cast aside the things of use, and you gracefully embrace growing old. And I don't know if I would be where I am now if everything that had gone before hadn't gone the way that it had gone. And the idea of going back, oh, I don't know. That's a really awkward question, Skick. Because I've just changed my mind again, and now I'd go for the 2 million quid. Oh, because there'd be a lot of shit to go through as well. Even with the knowledge I've got now, there'd be a lot of shit to go through. If I went back to being 20, then I'd have to bury all of my family again. I'd have to lose my parents. I'd have to lose my grandparents. I'd have to, no. You know, there might be no. I'll take the 2 million. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chris. Final answer. I'll take the 2 million. Sorry, Jim. I've had a grand day, but I don't want to gamble for the speedboat. I'll take the 2 million quid from the back pocket of your fathers that you'll count out during the commercial break, and I'll go home and let somebody else take the gamble of going back to being 20 years old. That was a good question, that. Feel free to answer it yourselves, my loves, if you feel so, if you feel so inclined. Where did I get to? Oh, that's an interesting comment from Simon. And this is aimed at Liz and Matt. Just because you don't have an ego and put your face on TV or YouTube doesn't mean you're not part of the gang. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. And but okay, admittedly, ego has got a big part to do with putting your face on whatever you put it on, live streams, YouTube, whatever. And doubtless neither Liz nor Matt have got an inflated ego. I have, I'll openly admit it. I equally admit to my arrogance. But Liz and Matt have appeared on camera, and they are kind of willing to do it. They don't push themselves forward, but if you put them in that situation, they do it, and they're both actually very good. And I think, and you might agree, I think they should do more. I think that Matt is funny and engaging. And Liz is equally engaging and compassionate and passionate and, you know, knowledgeable, expert even. And I would love to see her share more of that. And her collection of cars, I wonder if she might get even more enjoyment out of owning them if she shared her passion via a YouTube channel or social media a little bit more, and other people admire, or maybe she's perfectly happy, but yeah, that was a good thing, that, Simon. Well said. And yeah, totally. Bernard, let's talk turkey. Okay, well done, Matt. Oh, cheeseburger. Oh, God. GPS says, if you could be an actual woman for a day, which woman would you choose to be? And would you seduce mustard with your womanly body? Oh, God. How do you answer that? I don't know how to begin answering that. Jesus. Okay, right. Totally off the top of my head. If I could be a woman for a day, at the moment, I would be Ebony Bridges. Would I seduce mustard? No, absolutely not. Oh, dear. Oh, God. Jimmy says, Boaty, do you deliver to Norfolk? For you, Jimmy, yes, I would. Actually, I would do that. I would do that for Jimmy. I'd do it for any of you. If any of you wanted to taste the restaurant's food, and let me assure you, it is amazing. Or maybe not the restaurant food, maybe the staff food. We've got 2 international award-winning chefs. Amazing people. The majority of the food that we cook for the restaurant is tailored to a European palate. The food that we eat ourselves is authentic Nepali food. And it's peasant food, quite honestly. But if you've lived and eaten around the world, you'll find that peasant food is always the best food of any cuisine. Peasant food, rural food, street food, it's always the best. And the same is true of us. So, if any of you wanted to try it, then give me a shout, and one Monday I'll do a road trip to wherever you are, and I will deliver you a meal and make a video out of it. But yeah, I'll do that. So, Jimmy, yeah, I would do that with pleasure. That'd make a great video, actually, and I would really enjoy it. So if anybody's up for that, do give me a shout. Black Lines is off to bed. Right, it's time we all went to bed. 12:30, lovelies. Start saying goodnight. How many comments have I got to get through? Right, okay. A Scottish shade of pale blue. I like that, yeah. Good night, everyone. Say Simone. Simone is off. I've got no idea what that's about. No, I didn't, cheeseburger. Oh, the clutch on the Jeep did burn up, says Joseph. I'm currently on a forced vacation at home while it's in the shop. Oh, and just celebrating 19 years with the wife. Congratulations to you both. Lovely to have you with us, Joseph. I love the fact that you're part of the community. I love keeping up with you, watching your Facebook stuff. I don't get as much time as I'd like, so I don't always comment, but I do always look. So I always know what's going on with you. Yeah. Cheeseburger says, if Tyson Fury asked for 120% of the asking price, I would pay it. Yeah, so would I. I've never met the guy. I'd love to. But my mate Martin says that he's, he's a proper bloke. So, decent chap. I'm sure he is. Matt says, Boaty's bedtime stories are published by Huffin and Puffin. Simon says he's going to have to call it a day. Good night. Yeah, let's all say good night. Mark says, I know a guy who is about 6'5". First encountered him on the mat when I drew him in a ground fighting tournament. Oh, blimey. Serves me right for entering the heavyweight class. Well, we've just discovered something about Mark on motoring that we didn't know, haven't we? That's really interesting. We'll talk more about that on another occasion, no doubt. Oh, right. And Mark says, you shouldn't worry too much about the photo with Matt and the business card. It's not like you forced him to do an interview again. Oh, you got him again, did you? I love your interviews. That's that's kind of a niche thing that you've got going on there. And you do it really well. I think we need a plan in future because Liz was like Matt did as the Furious Driving do. And so the core of us, we can all get into a place together. So, no reason why we couldn't do that. The motorist is an open place, as are many others, and we could book it just like anybody else could. So, if you wanted to host a bigger social, I know I've got my smaller things coming up, the pub lunches, the breakfast stroke brunch in the Peak, which I think is a great idea. And I'm really looking forward to doing that next month. But we could organise a bigger something like that at the Motorist and do it in our own name and do it properly and all turn up and all be in a tight collective and have some display stuff. That would actually be really cool to do. Joseph says, I apologise for not saying much in the chat, but I find reading the chat and listening to Boaty mesmerising. Lol. Oh, don't freeze the wine. Good shout. Remember to set an alarm. Another good shout. Oh, cheeseburger. Just seen the frozen Momo chutney. Reminds me I must let the dog out before bed. Land Rovers who lunch. Lunchtime Land Rover. You need to keep up with the comments. They lose relevance when you read them out 20 minutes after your conversation, mate. Yeah, good point. Oh, and everybody's taking the 2 million. And I would as well. GPS says, he'll do a road trip. Okay, I'll go to Land's End and he can meet me there. I'd do that, GPS. Don't dare me, because I would do that. I would happily drive to Land's End and back in a day. If any of you want to challenge me with anything like that, do it, because I will do it. On a Monday, I will do anything. I will drive anywhere if I get some content out of it. Oh dear. Swirly thing of doom? I haven't seen you go off. The breakfast meetup would be great for test drive and extra community content, says Matt. Good idea. My issue is, says Liz, that I'm crap at getting up early in the morning. I'm always late no matter how hard I try. Liz, they serve breakfast until 11. So it wouldn't be... Do you think I'd do a crazy early breakfast meet? Of course I wouldn't. I work late myself. No, I was thinking we could meet up at like 10 o'clock. Have breakfast, stroke brunch, and then we've got the lunchtime to mingle, have a drive somewhere, have a walk, do test drives, get some content, whatever. Let's get this ready. Road trip test drive day, absolutely. Oh, and Liz says, I think we should all meet at Boaty's restaurant one evening, and that would be fabulous. We've talked about this before, come along on a Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday. I'll book off half the restaurant for you guys, and I'll make sure that we're staffed so that I can be with you. Yeah, that would be fabulous. I'd love to do it. I'll put on a special menu. I'll subsidise it as much as I can. Yeah, great. Hooray! I've caught up. Good night, Boaty and all, says Joseph. You're extremely fascinating folks. See you soon, I hope. And we hope so too. Oh, and I've got a £1.16p cashback reward. That's nice. Okay, darlings, I'm going to wrap it up at that. It's, oh God, it's late. Thank you for being here. I've loved it. I always do. Oh, fucking hell, Mustard's just got here when I'm pissing off. Where have you been, boy? Oh, Liz says, I've got no idea how to do YouTube vids, edit or upload. I'd love to have a go making some content. Liz, let's you and me meet up somewhere midway for a long lunch on a Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday, and I will, God knows I'm no expert, but I get something up there, and I'll bring my iPad and bits and pieces, and I'll show you exactly what you need to do, and then just have a go at it. And you'll be terrible to start with, the same as we all were, and maybe you'll get better. I haven't yet, but maybe one day I might. Yeah, and I'd love to see you start something up, Liz. I think it would be, well, maybe that's selfish of me because I'd like to see it, but I think you would enjoy it, doing it in your own way, showing off your cars, and you're a fascinating person, and people would be fascinated by you. So don't let the technical doings put you off. It's easy to get started. It doesn't look as if it is, but once you dip your feet in, it's actually really quite easy, especially if you do it a dead easy route, just doing it on iPhone, iPad, dead easy to start getting stuff up there. And I would gladly take a while to go through it with you. Oh, a Matlock midweek meetup maybe. I'd totally be up for that. Oh, that'd be fun, says Liz. Have a tripod and gimbal, but that's it. That's all you need. Honestly, Liz, that's more than you need. I haven't even got a gimbal. You'd need a car mount, easily sorted, and you've got everything that you need. So let's do that. Let's meet up. And Mustard agrees with me. He thinks you should do some stuff as well. I'd be up for a Matlock midweek meetup pretty much any time. Yeah, I mean, you know, Matlock, it's a beautiful 20-minute drive for me. I love it there. We could meet up in Matlock Bath maybe. I still run the Matlock Bath community Facebook page from my days when I lived there. I launched that. I still run it. So I could blag one of the local businesses, which, let's face it, Matlock Bath, it's going to be a fish and chip shop. But I could give them a free advert on the header of the group and Facebook page for a month and get us all some discounted food. Right, I'm going to go. I am going to go. Oh, I'll read this out because this is good. It's from Mark. Liz, my first videos were shocking. They can't have been worse than mine. Just make the videos like a good evening dress. Short enough to be interesting, but long enough to cover the subject. Well said. Oh, and mustard will help Liz as well. So there you go. There you go. You can have, you could rock up to the yard again and have a masterclass. Masterclass from me and mustard. Mustard, maybe. I could teach you how to do it on an iPhone. I think it's an iPhone that you use, isn't it? Right, that's it. Let's all say goodnight. And I'm so tired. I'm so tired. There are some great ideas going on here. Don't forget, guys, we have got the Facebook group. The live streams aren't the beginning and the end of it all. Any of these ideas, oh, the wine, the frozen wine. Do shove these ideas out in the Facebook group as well, and let's chew them all over in there. And that's about it for tonight. I'm going to get off, get some supper, get some sleep, get Stigbürt down to the garage tomorrow, and keep my fingers and legs crossed that, oh God, quite emotional sitting in him today. Right, shut up, bugger off. Doubles hitter garage. Talk about fashionably late. Rocks up at 10 to 1. Bloody hell, mate. Welcome to the Facebook community as well. I'm so glad that you joined. Oh dear. Right, come on, let's start off. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. And right, now I'm going to have to unmute this, aren't I? Where have you gone? Ah, there we are. I've enjoyed tonight. Thank you. Oh, that is cold. Is it, darling. Thank you so much for your company. I've loved it. It means the world to me. I couldn't love you any more than I do. Look, guys, stay safe, take care, have a safe and peaceful night, and if we're spared, I'll catch you next time. Night, darlings.